Hello everyone, welcome back. Savage is here, coming back with part 5 of what if Deku had the ultimatrix. Now, if you're wondering where we last left off, Izuku was in UA stealing some information about top tier villains, as after he get out of there, he'd see the information on his phone, searching through the files, seeing all things about top tier villains and most danger of them all, the number one villain, all for one, of course. But he's in his mind he's saying that he will leave this into another time. This he can't take it right now, as while he's searching through the files, from behind, Stain comes in and telling Izuku that he actually knows his secret and he's the vigilante ultimate, and he telling him he won't gonna tell anyone about his secrets because he looking at him that he's seeing that he's actually a true hero, and what he's doing right here is a big serve to this society of corrupt that is filled with corrupted heroes and a lot of bad villains. After that, a couple of hours goes as Izuku continue his vigilante work, as we continue on the next day after he came back. Izuku prepared to the school after eating the breakfast with his mom and saying to her goodbye and everything. He goes to the school, as when he goes in, he get into his class as he sat in his desk, as Kurishima sitting on his left side said, "Hey, Izuku, good morning." Izuku answered, "Good morning, Kurishima. How are you today?" Kurishima said, "I'm good, but I really didn't get get how what how they call it. I really still wondering how you actually know about One for All, and I wish that you don't tell anyone." As Izuku said, "Well, of course I'm not telling anyone, and stop talking about this here. Someone might hearing us." As Oraka say, "What are you two talking about?" As Kurishima jump and say, "We talk about," Izuku answer, "We talk about, he asked me I can train him, if I can't help him to train his quirk to make his hardening much stronger." As Oraka said, "Oh, great. Can I come and train with you too?" As Izuku said, "Well, I will gonna say it. No, because this is, you can say, a boys, a training only for boys, and uh, a man, what am I saying? It's a secret, you can say." She said, come on, let me get. I really want to train. I mean, you are so smart, so you will find a good way to use my quirk." As he said, "Sorry, maybe another time, but right now me and Kurishima are training together." As she said, "Fine, whatever." As Shota Aizawa came in saying, "It took you 8 seconds to shut up. That won't do." As everyone sitting in their desks, as Aizawa continued, "Okay, class, today we are going on. Uh, we are going out." As Mina left her hand up, saying, "Where are we going out exactly?" As Aizawa said, "Well, we are going to the USJ to train about rescue to do rescue training." As they say, "Oh, that's really cool." As Aizawa said, "Meet me down in the front of UA entrance after 5 minutes. Or understand?" As they all nod, as after they prepare, they get into the bus. as everyone wearing their hero costumes, still talking about their quirks and thing, as everyone talking about their quirks, it is Izuku's turn as Tsu, and if you don't know who Tsu is basically the frog girl, as she asks Izuku, what is your quirk? It's really weird. As Izuku said, my quirk? Didn't I already said that is a basic transformation quirk? As every as Mina said, oh come on Izuku. Come on Midoriya. We all know that is just basically a lie and you're trying to keep it from us. We saw what you can transform into and what you done. This is not just a basic transformation quirk. As he said, oh, okay, you found me out. But I won't gonna tell everything. As they say, okay, just tell us something. We are dying to know how you even transform. As Izuku said, well, my transformation are based on my imagination. So more that's why I always see me wandering with my watch or on my notebook where how they say what they say how they say it when you always looking at me playing with my watch or with I forgot what's called whatever with my notebook. I always thinking about the possibilities. How can I move the energy inside my body to make it transform into a new transformation? As they say, how you do that? As he said, well, that all goes to my watch here. I call it ultimatrix because it's helping me control my abilities. Because my transformation core cannot be turned off. As he continues saying, when it first happened, I couldn't control it. I started to transform randomly, which has made me feel a lot of pain, and that's a side effect to my quirk. That's a lot of I need to put myself through a lot of pain to transform. Basically, my bone break, my DNA gets erased, and how they say it? How they say it? Rebuild again, and things like that. And one day, and after I got this Ultimatrix, uh, I was able to control it, and the Ultimatrix is just basically a device that make the energy inside my body flow in the same way that I need it to flow when I need to turn into a specific creature. Like when I want to turn into Heat Blast, the fire magma guy that you saw me transform once into. The energy, when I transform into him, the energy flow in a totally different way than the energy will gonna flow if I turn into Big Chell, the blue guy that you see me use in the fight against Bakugo. So this is some information about my quirk. As they say, oh, so you put yourself, so you always feel pain when you transform? That's horrible. But he said, well, I was, but not anymore, since this watch Ultimatrix is basically make the pain not exist at all. So I can transform and with no pain. Uh, that's why I cannot take it off at all, because it's a part of my body. It's connected directly into my brain. You might see me as you might see my body normal, but inside my skin and on my bones and things like that, there is a little from, how can I say it, wires connecting directly into my brain. As they say, this really I can't I can't really imagine how you go through all of that, Kirishima said. Izuku answered, yeah, it was really pain in the beginning. As Bakugo, in his mind saying, of course he won't tell any weak point of his quirk. I don't need to know anything about him. I will just gonna beat him. He beat me once and he will not beat me again. As they continue, suddenly the bus stop as the students say, "Are we finally can go? Are we finally got into to the USJ?" As Shota Aizawa said, "No, the bus has stopped." As Aizawa goes out seeing the engine of the bus, as he say, "Damn it, this bus will not gonna work. This is a pain." As he said, "Students, we have a problem. Looks like we won't gonna get into the USJ in the perfect timing." As they said, damn it." As Izuku said, "What's the wrong with the engine?" As he said, Aizawa said, "Well, yes, look at it if you want. I don't really care." As Izuku looks at the engine as he said, I can fix that so easy if you want." As everyone looks at Dekus, as Aizawa said, "What? How do you even know how to fix? How do you even know anything about cars?" As he said, "Well, I don't know, but as he showed his ultimatrix and flipped the dial as he transformed into this guy. I actually forgot his name. I will call him Goblin for now until I know his name." As after the red lightning clears up, they see a short man. It looks like Goblin. As Goblin continues saying, "But I know how to fix it." As Aizawa said, "And what is this?" Goblin answers saying, "Well, I'm Goblin, of course. This is a temporary name for now, but I can't help you fix it." As Aizawa said, "Really? How?" As he said, "That, like this." As Goblin continue going to the engine of the bus, as he starts saying, "Destroy, destroy, 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 destroy," as he basically start tearing up the engine, making it into a little pieces. Not, of course, destroying it, but basically, how do you say it? Just making the parts fall off the engine. As Aizawa said, "Hey, hey, hey, this is not helping me." As he said, as Goblin continues saying, "Just wait, I'm trying to fix it." And then after he rips off the engine, he goes to the pieces and then come to the boss and said, "Fix, fix, 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 fix." As after that he say, "Done." As he said, try now." As Aizawa goes to the engine, to the inside the boss and try to make the engine working. As the engine worked perfectly, even better than he was working before. As he said, "Well, you done great. I didn't actually expect that." As Goblin said, "No problem. Now, if this boss didn't get involved or throwing if this boss didn't get involved by any villain's attacks and get crushed by a villain, this engine will gonna stay working for the next 13 years." As everyone looks, 13 years? As he said, "Yep, and no problem. He will work perfectly 100%. Even better than other cars." that normally would be having a great engines. As they said, well, that's great. As Izuku de-transformed into his human form and said, can we continue now? As Aizawa said, well, thanks kid for the help. And okay, student, get in the bus. We need to continue. This didn't take as much as I thought. You took basically a couple of seconds. As he said, well, that's goblin for you. The bright, the most, the fastest person to destroy anything and to rebuild anything. As they all get into the bus, as they ask him on his new transformation, as he said, it's goblin as I call it. It's basically a crazy guy that wants to destroy and rebuild anything, engines, cars, anything. He can even, if he want, he can fix. If you want, I can even fix the what they call it, a zero pointer for you. He can make a zero pointer work even better than would normally do. As they say, wow, that's good alien creature that you have. As Mina said, aren't they basically aliens? As everyone looks at her saying, aliens? What do you mean? As Izuku in his mind said, fuck, no, please don't. I need to play this smart. Okay, Izuku, think. As he said, what do you mean, Mina? You know that aliens don't exist, come on. You really don't believe in that? I mean, you look like alien, but no offense. But as she said, well, aren't they basically aliens? You can't just call them creatures. This is a very weird thing to call them. Just call them aliens. As he said, well, if you want, alien queen. As she said, hey. As Izuku answered, okay. Well, that, let me continue. That goblin guy is alien. One of my uh, lots of other aliens. As after a little bit of talking, they finally get into the USJ. As when they get into the USJ, a hero in the spacesuit welcomed them there, saying, well, hello there, student. I am 13. The black hole hero 13. As Oraka said, you're 13, you are my favorite hero. As she said, well, it's nice to see a fan here, but today we will gonna work on the rescue missions. As she starts going, as 13 starts saying, quirks are dangerous and they might easily kill someone if they didn't get being used in the right way. Sorry guys, I needed to change the place that I'm recording in it right now. Okay, we continue. As 13 continues saying about how the quirks can be really dangerous and how can they hurt people so easy if they couldn't be used in the right way. As she continues saying, especially you, Izuku Midoriya. As everyone looks at Izuku. As Izuku say, what? Why me? As 13 said, your transformation quirk is so strong, indeed. And I saw the video that you transform into that very big guy in the entrance exam. As he said, well, I mean, I'm not gonna transform into that in the in the middle of the city. As she said, well, you are a very smart kid, so I don't expect that. But I wish you use your power wisely. They said, of course. As before they get into the USJ to do With the rescue training, the ultimatrix of Izuku start peeping with the sound saying danger, 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 danger. Danger is coming nearby. As she just continues, as everyone looks at Deku, as they say, Aizawa said, Izuku, can you shut your watch? As he said, there's something is coming, Mr. Aizawa. As he said, what do you mean? It's my danger sense inside the ultimatrix. It's telling me if anything danger is coming nearby. As he said, there. As they look in the middle of the USJ, seeing a dark and purple portal opens up. As a guy with lots of hand on his body came out of it, with a guy wearing a suit that looks made out of a dark smoke with purple eyes. As this guy with a lot of hand on his body saying, well, Karaguri, looks like All Might is not here. Well, let's have fun with those students. Killing a couple of students will gonna ruin the UA reputation. As he continues saying, Kuriguri, go give the little student a visit. As he said, yes, master. As Kuriguri goes to the students in front of them, saying, well, hello there. My name is Kuriguri, and don't you think that this could be a good place for the Simple of Peace to die? As Shota Aizawa said, 13, protect the student. As Kuriguri said, we were expecting All Might to come here, but looks like he's not. Oh, well then, I shall now rip you apart. As before he could do anything, 13 start using her black hole, starting to absorb Kuriguri. As she, while doing that, Kuriguri made a portal behind her, making her absorbing herself. As she fall on the ground, very injured. As Kirishima and Bakugo jump at Kuriguri, and before they could do anything, Kuriguri teleport everyone away in a random places. As Izuku being teleported into the same ground that he tripled into the water zone. As while he's falling, he fall in the water, and when he do that, he keeping his breath. As he looking around, looking the water villains going straight at him, as he immediately pressed the dial of the used the ultimatrix and pressed the dial, transforming into overflow. As when he do that, say, well now, let's start this party. As he starts throwing water, and keep in mind, overflow is much stronger underwater because he's a water-based alien. As he start throwing water at the villains and making a wave of waters and swim like a bullet. As he doing this, he defeating some villains and some there, as Tsu and Mineta on the boat saying Tsu said Izuku is fighting the villains under the water. He's looking transform into a water creature or something. As he continues doing this, as after a little bit he jump out of the water, getting on the boat because he want to use some energy to keep some energy to himself. As he's still in his form, overflow saying, Mineta, Tsu, are you okay? asked Sue, saying, "We are okay, but what did you do there was awesome." As he said, "Thank you, but we need to leave." As Izuku would tell Sue and Mineta to stick on his back. As they do that, Izuku jumps in the water and starts swimming like a bullet, getting them to the ground so fast as he de-transform. As he said, "Mineta, Sue, go where 13 is. Go where 13 is in the beginning of the USJ. I will gonna go and help Aizawa." As Sue and Mineta said, "Okay." And Izuku goes to Aizawa, saying, transforming his left arm and right arm. His left arm transform into heat blast arm, as his left right arm transform into what they call it, diamond head. As Aizawa still fighting all the villains, as a villain with you know that villain with the bullet quirk that he can shoot bullets out of his finger. He was about to shoot Aizawa, but before that, a diamond crystal pierced through his hand as Izuku jumped in front of him, throwing fire. As he said, "Do you need help here, Aizawa?" As he said, "What are you doing here? There's no place for you, for a student like you." As he said, "Well, you seem need a little bit of help, don't you think?" As he said, "Fine." As they start fighting villains together, as Izuku using his right arm of Diamond Head to block some attacks and to throw crystal at some villains, as Aizawa said, "You are gonna kill them if you continue doing this." As he said, "Well, they are villains. They will gonna kill us if we didn't defend ourselves." As he said, "That's not what heroes do." And Izuku said, "Fine, I'm not gonna kill them, but don't expect me to not injure them." As Izuku and Aizawa defeat all the villains, as Shigaraki and Kurogiri standing there, as Shigaraki starts scratching his neck, saying, "This is not fair. Where did this boy came from? We was about to kill this Aizawa guy, Eraserhead. This is not fair at all. Kurogiri, get the Nomo out." As Kurogiri opens a portal to the Nomo, as the Nomo came in, as Shigaraki said, "Nomo, kill those two." As the Nomo starts rushing at Aizawa, as he got into Aizawa's face and slamming him into the ground, as Izuku said, "Aizawa!" As Izuku screams, saying, "Aizawa!" and then start to throw crystal and fire on the Nomo. While he doing that, the other student being all gather in one place, as they say to what they call it, Ida, to run and get the heroes. As Ida runs and get Ida, after a little bit, runs into UA to get the heroes as fast as possible. As Aizawa and Izuku start fighting the Nomo, as Aizawa being, after a little bit of fight, he start to get very tired and he got knocked out by the Nomo, being severely injured, but not as much in the normal timeline. As Izuku left behind fighting the Nomo, as he de-transformed his two arms and turning them into, as he turned his left hand into Eye Guy arm and turning the right one into the Mummy arm, as he start fighting the Nomo. using using his right arm to wrap through uh, his right arm to wrap through to capture the Nomo, and his left to throw a laser at him, but he find out that the Nomo is having regeneration as Shigaraki laughs in the background saying, "You can't defeat the Nomo. It's been made to defeat All Might, and to and he have three quirks: regeneration, shock absorption, and strength enhancement. You don't have any chance against him." As Izuku said, "Are you stupid or something, telling me about your weapon quirks? How do you even being the leader of this attack?" As Shigaraki said, "I will make you eat those words. Nomo, kill him." As before the Nomo starts going attacking Izuku again, he said, "Well, if it's a weapon, then it won't do any problem if I killed him. Or I have a better idea." As he transforms two of his arm using the ultimatrix, flipping the dial and transforming into Ghost Freak, his favorite alien. As he said, "Well, let's make things more interesting, shall we?" And Shigaraki looking at this creature saying, "What the hell? How do you even become a hero?" As he said, "Well, maybe I'm scary, but fear is a very strong weapon. Don't you agree? But this is not the worst." Oh, not even compare. As Shigaraki said, "Nomo, kill that thing." As Nomo starts throwing punches at Ghost Freak, but the punches goes right through him, saying, "No, no, no, that's one do. I'm a ghost, you know. But I wonder what will happen if I can get control. But I wonder." As Izuku tried to go into the Nomo's body, but he couldn't to try controlling it, but he couldn't do it. As the Nomo threw him out of his body, as Izuku said, "Well, looks like your little Nomo here is made out not of just one, but multiple people. How do you call me a monster when you basically ripped a human apart and put them back together at one? I will show you what the real pain is, Shigaraki." As Shigaraki is quite scared of this, as he said, "We will see after you die." As Izuku, before the Nomo goes back to attack him, he flipped the dial of the ultimatrix on his chest as he transformed into Ultimate Ghost Freak. As after the red light goes, the Shigaraki sees an even scarier form of that ghost, as he said, "What the hell are you?" As he said, "Well, you can call me Ghost Freak. Your worst nightmares." As he goes to control the Nomo's bodies, at this time he control it. As after that, Shigaraki doesn't see him anywhere, saying, "Where did that kid go?" I was actually scared of him a little bit, but no problem. As long as he's not here, we can continue doing our work." As he said, "Nomo, go kill the other student." As the Nomo is just standing there, not listening, as he said, "Nomo, didn't you heard me? What did I just said? Go and kill the other student." As the Nomo turns around with his eyes red, as he's looking at Shigaraki with Well, the Nomu can't speak, so Izuku doesn't say anything as the Nomu starts rushing at Shigaraki saying, "What the hell? Why isn't he listening to me?" As Kuruguri portal Shigaraki away into another place to avoid the hit, as they said, "Nomu, listen to me. I am your master. Stop doing this." What is happening? As Kuruguri said, "That kid, master, he might be took control over the Nomu." As he said, "What? How? We supposed to be controlling the Nomu." You see how he goes into his body. He might be controlling it right now, but since the Nomu doesn't have a voice, he can't speak. As Shigaraki starts scratching his neck so hard, saying, "This is not fair. This is not fair. This how he just cheated. He just take my strongest weapon and make it against me. This is not fair at all. This is not fair at all." As he said, "Kuruguri, I will gonna destroy the Nomu." As he said, "Well, master." As Shigaraki, Izuku and the Nomu's body goes rushing at Shigaraki as Shigaraki put his hand through a portal, making it come to Izuku and decaying some of his body as Izuku jumped back as he started healing, in his mind saying, "Well, this healing ability will be so useful, and I right now know what this guy's quirk is. Decay. He can decay anything. I need to be careful." As Izuku start jumping left to right to avoid the attacks of Shigaraki and Kuruguri, as he goes very close to Shigaraki, as he goes to attack him, but Kuruguri throw a portal in front of him. Izuku dodging this portal, giving Shigaraki a punch in his chest, throwing him backward into a wall or on the ground, making him fall as he said, "Ugh, my chest. Kuruguri, teleport me away. He already took our strongest weapon. We can't defeat All Might anymore. I'm gonna kill you next time, brat." As Izuku goes trying to punch Shigaraki again, but before that, Kuruguri teleports him away with a couple other villains that they survive. As after that, Izuku's still in his Nomu's body, as All Might come through the door saying, "I am here," not smiling at all, seeing Aizawa on the ground and seeing a monster, a black big monster, behind it. As Izuku said, "Well, it's All Might." Great, as All Might come rushing at Izuku in the Nomu body, as he say, "Wait, All Might, no!" As All Might punched the Nomu, as the Nomu doesn't move, as Izuku said, "Of course, he can't know that I'm Izuku." As he said, "Well, I need to destroy this thing from the inside before I leave." As All Might punched the Nomos, saying, "What?" He didn't even flinch about my punch. He goes back a little bit, preparing to throw another punch, but before that, the Nomo start to being disassembled, to being turned into a little pieces. He is basically being destroyed, decay, turning into ashes and everything, because Izuku inside the Nomo's body is playing with his DNA and everything, ripped every single cell in his body apart, destroying his mind, his quirk and everything. As after that, the Nomo fall on the ground, dead, turning into nothing but a couple of of meat and blood and some dust. As All Might said, what the hell? As after that, a ghost with the fire hand and very disturbing look, basically what you now see on the screen, come out of the all the rubble of the Nomo. As all he said, All Might, it's okay, it's me. I am Izuku Midoriya. It's just my transformation. I get control over that monster. It was supposed to defeat you, but I got control over it and defeat the villains. The leader has run away with someone else, so I couldn't capture him. As Izuku de-transformed into his human form, saying, well, everything is done and everything okay, but Aizawa and 13 need a medical attention right now. As All Might said, well, thank you, Midoriya, for helping us right here. If it wasn't for you, I don't think what I could have done. That thing was surely strong. Do you know what was his quirk? Izuku telling him it was super strength, regeneration, and shock absorption. That's why your punch didn't affect it so much. They said, well, thanks, young man, for the help. I see a big future for you becoming even maybe a number one. But that transformation of yours, I will gonna say that is actually even creep me out. I was for a second thinking that that creature's soul has get out to try to get revenge upon me. That actually a good joke. As he said, well, we need to get Aizawa out to the medical attention. As after everything, everyone get together and they go back to UA. After that, they go to their houses. As on the way from UA is Kirishima come to Izuku's telling him, hey, Izuku. As Izuku said, hey, Kirishima, what? As he said, well, you done a great work in the USJ attack. As he said, thank you. And what were you doing even in the USJ? I didn't see you. As he said, well, I was with Bakugo in the, what they call it? The city area. You know what? As he said, oh, so you were him fighting villains? As he said, yeah. As he continues saying, well, are we gonna train or what? As he said, train? Kirishima said, yeah, aren't you said that you were gonna train me to help me with training? As he said, oh, you mean when we light on a rocket? As he said, that was just to not let anyone know about the secret of One for All. As he tell him, yeah, but I actually want to train with you. You seem very strong and you will really help me. As Itsuku said, well, we can train together, but not this day. Maybe tomorrow or in the weekend, okay? As Kirishima said, okay, it's a bro. Goodbye. As Izuku said. As Kirishima said goodbye. As Izuku said, well, see you later, Kirishima. As they leave. As Izuku goes back to his home, saying, hey mom. As Anko said, well, hello Izuku, how the day of the school was? He said, well, it was bad, I was gonna say. As his mom said, why? He answered with, we got attacked by villains. As Inko said, oh my god, are you okay, Izuku? Does anything happen to you? Izuku answered saying, no, everything is good. I'm 100% good. As she said, good. I really can't imagine what have I done if anything happened to you. As he smiled saying, Mom, nothing will gonna happen to me. Not, I will gonna always protect you, and I'm strong, you know that. As she said, well, I know that for sure. As Izuku said, well, Mom, I'm gonna leave for now. As he said, what? Are you gonna leave? Why? He said, my friend in the school called Kirishima want to train with me. So I told him I'm gonna train right now. I will take some clothes and go out. As his mom say, okay, Izuku, but come back before the but try to come back as fast as possible. As he said, okay, Mom. As after that, Izuku goes to his room, taking his bag, putting inside of it his mask and also his vigilante outfit. As he after that telling his mom, well, Mom, I'm leaving. As she said, okay, Izuku, take care. As he leave. After that, he get to an alleyway changing his clothes. As before he wear the mask, Stain come in saying, well, are you gonna do your daily vigilante work? As he said, well, yes. And are you watching me or something? As Stain said, yes, of course. I said that I'm gonna protect your mother. As Izuku in his mind said, he actually mean it, or he's just trying to trick me. I'm not gonna believe him, trust him for now. As he said, well, thank you. Why are you here? I'm here for more things, more than just protect your mother. I want to talk about the that villain that call himself Ghost. As if you doesn't know who his Ghost is basically this girl that from the Ant-Man and and the Wasp movie. Her quirk, as I basically call it, is called Ghost, just as her name, making her get through object, but without the side effect of Lemillion by the air even goes through her, what they call it? She can't breathe if she turn into her glitchy form or go through object. So she doesn't have the side effect of Lemillion. As Izuku said, yeah, I was about to go to some villains to try asking them about her place. As Dane said, well, I might know some people. As Izuku said, what do you mean some people? He said, there's a secret fighting club underground. You might find your formation there. As Stain gave him a card telling him to go there if he wants information. As after that he leaves saying, I'm not gonna help you with that, because I know you're gonna do it anyway. So good luck, Ultimate. As Stain jumped on the roof, as he said, this guy, at least I can't trust him right now. Maybe one day. As Izuku starts jumping on the roof using the acrobatic skills of Wrath, as he jump and jump. As before he jump, he look down an alleyway, seeing three villains talking with each other, saying, well, where are we gonna meet her? As the leader, the third one, saying, well, she gotta be, and that she tell us to meet her there, tell us to meet her close to the, what they call it, the forest, as he said. Do you really think she will gonna give us what we want? You know how dangerous she is. As he said, well, we get, I don't really know, but I'm sure we can get something out of it. As Izuku jumps down, wearing his mask, as right now I'm gonna start calling him Ultimate because this is his name, vigilante name. As he transformed, while he jumped down, the smoke clear and revealing Izuku with his left arm on the ground, igniting with fire, being the arm of Heat Blast. As after that, Izuku telling him, well, looks like I don't need to go into that secret underground fighting club to get my information. As they say, who are you? As they look at the leader of this group, saying, it's Ultimate, we need to run. As before they run, a wall of fire get behind them and in front of them. As he said, Izuku said, Ultimate, said, well, if you tell me what I want, I'm not gonna kill you. As the leader of the group saying, I'm not telling you anything. If I told you, I'm gonna die. As Izuku said, well, you're gonna die anyway. As those muggers start to take guns out of their pockets. But the two of them, before they could do anything, Izuku burned them alive, turning them into dead bodies on the ground. As the third mother said, what the hell? You just killed them? Izuku, Ultimate, said, well, I just need one. A specific one. You. As he tried to run away, but before he do that, Izuku captured him and chop off his legs. As the mugger fall on the ground, as he scream in pain, saying, please, don't kill me, please, please, as he said. As after that, Izuku closed the, you know how when you put fire on an injury as close up, he closed the injury of his legs, chopped off legs, as the villain screams in pain. As after that, Izuku said, well, you don't have to worry about dying from losing blood. Now answer my questions. Where do I specifically can find Ghost? I heard that she in the forest, but where? As he said, I'm not telling you anything. As Izuku said, well, anyway, it's a good time to use it. As he said, what do you mean use it? Izuku turned around and using his ultimatrix transform into Dracula. As he, after the red light, after the red light clears up, the guys say this weird looking creature, as he said, what are you? Get away from me. As he said, I'm basically a vampire, so I'm gonna try to, you can call me Dracula, I'm in your service. As he said, if you don't, I don't even need to ask you anything. I will just gonna control your mind. As he said, what do you mean? As Izuku put his hand on the face of the villain, as he looked directly into his eyes, saying, look into my eyes. You are under my control. You'll tell me everything that I want to know about Ghost, understand? As he said, yes, my lord. As he said, good. Now tell me, where do I find Ghost? He said, in the forest. You will find it in the middle of the forest. She will gonna be there and in this specific time and this specific coordinates. As he said, what does Ghost want from you? He said, she wants to steal information. She wants some information about All For One, so she can take him down. And I have that information. And Izuku gets wondering information about All For One. This might be useful. As we tell him, tell me what do you know about All For One? As he tell him about how All For One is basically the lord of the underground, the number one villain, how he can take and give course and fuse, how they call it, fuse, combine quirks. And he telling him about the one that work with him, Shigaraki. As he said, Shigaraki is the same guy that has been going to the USJ attack. Does he work with All For One? As he tell me about Shigaraki. As he tell him about Shigaraki and his quirk, and he tell him about how it's need all 5 fingers to connect. He said, how interesting. As after that, Izuku tell, well, you are not, you told me everything that I want. Now, you are not under my control anymore. As the villains wake up and say, what? What? Who are you? As he said, well, thanks for the information. Now die. As he slash his hand on the villain's chest, as he leaving him dead on the ground. As after that, he de-transformed into his human form, saying, well, let's see where this ghost guy will gonna go. As he start jumping on the roof into the forest. As he supposed to meet Ghost there. As after a couple of minutes, Ghost come from behind saying, are you the guy that's have the information about All For One? As Izuku said in his mind, I'm gonna try to play this along a little bit. As he said, yes, it's me. As she said, well, I have the money right here. Tell me what do you have. Tell me your information and the money is yours. As he said, how about this? You're gonna take the money and you will gonna die. As Izuku turned around, turning his hand into heat blast arms, starting to throw fire as Ghost go right through his flame, going to throw a kick in his face. As she kick his face, as Izuku goes back, as he said, you're not the guy that I'm supposed to meet here. You are Ultimate, aren't you? The vigilante. If I killed you, I will gonna get very high up. The villains will gonna start to fear me more. As he said, well, try. As Izuku transformed his left hand into eye guy hand, throwing laser and fire at Ghost, as he tried to know what she can do with her quirk. as he's thinking she can't phase through the ground, but she can phase through walls and through trees that could know. So she won't gonna run away. And looks like from the look, looks like that this suit that she wears is helping her control it, because after I throw some fire, the suit starts to glitch up. As he de-transforms his hand, saying, "Well, looks like you're a tough guy, aren't you, Ghost?" As she said, "Of course, I didn't get the top 10 of the most dangerous villain in Japan for nothing." As he said, "Well, how about I show you some of my tricks?" As Deku transformed into Big Shell. After he transformed into Big Shell, he say, "Well, let's try to play." As he throw ice on the ground, making Ghost slip because she can't face through the ground like Lemillion do, but she can phase through things. As she in her mind said, "Damn it, he must know about my weak point that I can't phase through the ground." This guy's so sure tough. As she start to slide on this ice, not so good, but she's still using her quirk. As she goes to throw punch at Izuku, as Izuku throw punch, also throwing a punch, as she tried to phase through his punch, but when she tried to do that, their fists collide together. As she said, "What? How can you do that?" As he said, as Big Chill said, am not only can use an ice, but just like you, I can phase through things. I always wondered what will happen if two people using the same quirk of phasing through objects glide fist together. As well, looks like they will gonna just fight like a normal people." As she goes back a little bit, saying, "Damn it, I need to run." As before she do that, Izuku capture her from behind, saying, "You're not running anywhere, Ghost." As he, using his hand, piercing through her chest, killing her. Or not killing her, but injuring her, making her fall on the ground, saying, she take her mask off, saying, "Damn it." As she said, "Damn it, I couldn't done it." She takes her mask off, revealing her face, saying, "Well, looks like you got me." As Deku transforms into his human form, saying, "Well, sorry, but looks like I'm the winner." She said, "If you think you can take all for one, all by yourself, then you are totally wrong." As he said, "I will gonna try my luck. I'm not stupid. But I'm not gonna just go to him right away." She said, "Well, I wish you could defeat him." As Izuku said, "Why exactly?" I mean, as Ultimate say, "Why exactly?" Aren't you villains supposed to be a team or something? As she said, team. Don't make me laugh. That guy only cared for himself. I wanted to kill him because he took my. He killed my parents before. He killed your parents? Well, I'm not usually doing that, but I'm gonna tell you that, Ghost. I'm gonna kill him in the name of your family. She said, thank you, as she fell dead on the ground, as Izuku in his mind saying, damn it. This is really hurts a little bit. Did she actually deserve to die? Well, anyway, I need to go. As Izuku looks back, seeing the bag of money, as after he looks inside of it, saying $1 million, as he said, this is a lot of money. It is okay if I get it. It will help me experimenting on my watch, trying to get new pieces and upgrading it since I've been stuck. I hit a dead end since a long time ago. Last ability that I ever find about it was the half transformation thing. I still get able to find a new transformation, but I'm sure my ultimatrix have more than just a couple other. As Ituku take the bag of money and take the body of Ghost, going to the nearest police station, throwing the body in front of the uh, the door, as there is a card on the dead body of Ghost saying, a little gift from your friendly neighborhood, Ultimate. As the police looking at this card, calling UA. As before UA came, Izuku come back to his house with the $1 million. As he said, damn, this is a lot of money. I can't let my mom see it. How can I give it to her? I need to give some of to her because she deserves it. As he said, I have an idea. As before he can get into the house, as he put the bag on the ground with the half of the money in it, because he took some of it to himself to experiment on the ultimatrix. As he knocks on the door saying, Mom, it's me, Izuku. As her mom saying, oh, Izuku, hey, come in. As Izuku said, Mom, what is this bag in front of the door? As she said, bag? What do you mean? As he said, this is a bag with the name Ultimate on it. Is it the same vigilante? As she said, Ultimate, what do he want from me? As he said, it's written here that a little gift from your friendly neighborhood, Ultimate. As they opened the bag up, as they say a half of $1 million, and his mom said, oh my god, is he gave us all this money? Why? As Izuku said, I don't know, but it will be useful. His mom said, but might be stolen. Izuku answered, but Mom, it might be, but it might be useful to us. You know how much you get yourself into work, so tired and everything. So it might be useful to us. Think about it. And it's a gift. I don't really know what he wants from us, but it's a gift, after all. As Inko said, I don't really know Izuku. As after a little bit of convincing, she convinced to keep the money. As she keep it, saying, well, you're right, it will be helpful to us. As he said, okay, Mom, I'm gonna go to my room. As she said, okay, Izuku, good night. He said, good night, Mom. As after that, Izuku, he doesn't wear his vigilante work, of course, in front of his mom. He changed before he came in. As he's in his room with $500,000, saying, well, this will be really helpful, but it will have to wait until tomorrow. As this is where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Tell me, what do you think will gonna happen in the next part? We will gonna go into, of course, the sport festival. How that will gonna goes? Tell me down in the comment. Leave a like and subscribe if you can't. Severed was here.